All right, test 1 2 1 2. All right, 1 2 1 2 test 1 2. All right, let's get to it. All right, hey everybody. Once again, it's Kenzie Mako here, your favorite fanboy from a 5-mile radius, and we are ready to get some drifties on. So yeah, today we're playing CarX. It's a good old-fashioned racing, kind of like a racing drift game. So how are the audios, by the way? Is the music too loud? Is the music not too loud? Just let me know if there's anything going on with this as we keep going through. So, yeah. So, today's plan is basically for us to kind of just mess around and build a car and do some cool stuff like that. So, yeah. And 5 miles is perfectly good. I don't know. There's probably another faster fanboy out there. Awesome. Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens when we start playing. So. All right, I've been playing CarX for years now. Personally, it's one of my favorite racing games as of recent. What the heck? That's weird. It says it's zero viewers, but at the same time, I've got you in the chat. So, what? Ah! Stop it! You're too kind. You're way too kind, Aka. But that's why I like it, because you're a cool person. So, alright, so for today, what we're going to be doing is just going to be building the car up, and actually, probably not even building a car up. We're just going to go mess around and do some driving and yapping. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out which one I want to bring out today. There's my me-themed drift car. There's that. What other ones? Actually, I'm going to bring out the car that I currently own in real life. And that is down here. It's a, I'm going to go to Toyota. Where are you? There you are. And it's, broken. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It just took some time for it to load in. So this is my baby. IRL, this is very close to what I have. Well, exception to like a whole bunch of really cool parts on it. But I've got it tuned for some relatively low-speed drifting. So as of right now, tires are complete crap in order for me to do some skiddies with a low-power build. So I'm currently making about 460. Let me just drop the turbo. Yeah. So I want it to be kind of as close as I possibly can to what I really run. So, yeah. So that's pretty close to what my car currently is at right now. Oh, I got plenty of those. Believe me, this car eventually is going to have an Installfo wrap. Either that or like a Venti wrap. I'm still not quite sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, I really want to do a wrap on this thing. Even though it's been painted pretty nicely. But yeah, this thing is sick. Alright, saving the changes. Alright. So, yeah, we might build it up and I could show you, like, I've got, one thing that's cool about this game, you can choose multiple presets, multiple different builds. Oh yeah, I forgot I completely reset everything, so. Oh, and by the way, this is a modded version of the game. So, yeah. Alright, so let's go out and just do some testing, so. Alright, now I want you to let me know how, like, the audio quality is here when I get in the car and start driving. Or do LA. It's the easiest one to kind of jump in on. Because I'm not sure how loud the game's going to be. Oh, God. Okay, so my old Volvo I used to have, it was bright orange. I really wanted to do a Kiara wrap on it. Alright, how's the audio? The audio's still pretty good? Why is it so laggy? That's weird. It's like super laggy. Hold up. What the heck's going on with this? Maybe it's the fact that it's set to Bluetooth? That's weird. Alright, I think it might be because it's set to Bluetooth right now. I've got like 4 things running at the same time. That is very weird. Okay, I'll drop the volume down on the game here. And for some reason, my what do you call it? controller just doesn't seem to... It's kind of laggy, which is weird. So... And for anybody who decided to jump in, hey everybody, this is Kenzie Mako, the fastest femboy in a relatively large mile radius, according to Aka. Yeah, I still have to, I mean, if you could just, like, I need somebody to explain it to me, because I'm a doofus McDum-dum. But yeah, if you want to, like, help me out with that, I would appreciate it, if you got time. And you're probably busy with stuff. But, yeah, I have a chat box here, but for some reason, it does not show up here. I don't know why. So I've got down here. It should be like right around here. Let me move myself a second. So I got the chat box here. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. I'm gonna get some skitties on. No skitties. All right. Hopefully the controller's. What the heck is going on? Hold up, give me a quick sec. For some reason, the controller just does not want to work today. And I think I know why. It's because it's connected wirelessly, and I don't want that. Come on. Unplug. Take the battery out. Put it back in. Plug it back in. Plug it back in manually. Alright, come on. Just get wired. Wire connection. Dang it. That's weird. It was like running perfectly fine earlier. Alright. See what happens. Okay, now I don't have my foot on the accelerator for some reason. Something weird's happening here. Don't even have my foot on the accelerator and it's like still running like crazy. What the heck's going on? The scuff is always here. The scuff loves to come in at the worst time possible. So, gamepad, no. Gamepad, advanced settings. So, like, eventually I'm going to be planning on setting up a sim racing rig for this. I just got the monitor and the monitor stand. So, the next plan for this is going to be some really freaking cool drifties and stuff like that with the actual steering wheel. AKA, I'm going to run into everything. So, that should be pretty fun. Well, let me try something real quick. I'm going to jump underneath this thing and unplug something. Where are you, you little sucker? You little piece of poop? Stinky pile of poop? God damn it. Okay, maybe that was causing it. I don't know. Still have the wheel, like, attached, so we'll see what happens. What the heck? This is really odd. I'm taking the batteries out, see what that does. This thing even... Oh, it's not powered on, that's why. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, that's much better. Okay, good. We have a good lag, no lag. So, alright, how's it sound now? I'm not sure if you're still on the chat, but how's the sound looking now? Also, hold up. Let me turn that off. You had a reshade on, so that might be causing it to lag too. Currently, I'm working on it. It's a project. Yep. Little skeeties. Here. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, in that case, how was your day? Everyone's been doing pretty well. if I can start getting locked in.
Actually a Vtuber out there right now who streams this, and she's like a legitimate like car enthusiast. She has like a full little like race car and stuff. And oh my god, I would kill. I would love to collab with her one day if I ever get like anywhere decently big. I'm still freaking out. Like right now, I'm excited the fact that I had 2 viewers just now. I love low power builds. It's so much more fun and so much more easier to control. Alright. I think this first iteration set up pretty well, so. Alright, so let's go back to the garage and do some weird stuff. Not really weird stuff, but you know what I mean. Okay, so this is currently the way my car is sitting as of right now. The current plan as we're looking at it currently. Currently, okay, that's good. Is pretty much for me to build the engine up, get a better suspension setup, and just improve it all around. There's a certain style out there called VIP. Thanks, man. Hey, Big Ear Nasty, how's it going? Good to see you, dude. So, yeah, we're currently right now just working on my own car in-game. So, yeah. So, as of right now, my car actually does have a 2JZ in it. It's a pretty nice... I mean, this is the legendary super motor, but it's the naturally aspirated version. So, it's not nearly as beloved or as overpriced. And because it's not overpriced, that means you can buy them in a junkyard for cheap, which is awesome. So if I do blow the motor up, I can just do whatever I want to it. So yeah, as of right now, this is pretty much the color it was painted in. It was painted as like Battleship Porsche Gray when I bought it. It's an okay car, but it's got a lot of things wrong with it. We had to redo the engine. It was leaking like crazy. Next thing for us to do is going to be redoing the suspension. It's about ready to just fall apart. I'm thinking about actually... not right now, but somewhere down the line, actually doing a full-blown, like, suspension setup with, like, drift knuckles and things like that. But, first off, I gotta get this thing running and operating properly. Alright, so, as of right now, we can see the engine. So, the plan for it is gonna be as follows. The engine, I'm looking just to get it up to a, respectful about around 400 horsepower. I'm not looking for anything more than that. Like, if I can get my car up to 400 horsepower with, like, a turbo kit, I'd be a happy little goober. So that's the first thing we would have here. Alongside of that, let's go back, and so that's a little more power now. More power, baby. And so for the body, I'd love to do like a simple wide body kit like this. So one thing that's cool about this game is it's got a lot of mods, and the mod community is completely insane. So if you do buy the base game, you're not going to get these mods. But it's easy to find them. Like, the community for this game is absolutely amazing. So, yeah. So, these would be the fenders. I'll probably just do some sort of simple over fender kit, nothing too flashy. So that's what we would do there. Now, for the headlights, there's actually a really cool set I saw online that look... This is pretty much what they will look like, but this... I remember seeing this a few times at different car shows, and I love the hell out of the way these things look. It's like, I don't know, like, I think it's an Infiniti Q45 inside headlight right in there, but it looks like a freaking Gatling gun, and to me, I love that. So, all right, next thing I would be doing is pretty much just like a stock looking hood. I'm not looking to go ridiculous. You know, this should already be pretty cooled down by everything else. But yeah, not gonna have a giant turbo exit in the hood. At least not right now. Maybe when I go completely stupid. All right, let's go to the roof. So, as of right now, it does have a sunroof, which I do like. I mean, my first car I ever had a sunroof, and I loved the hell out of that. It was a old little Volvo C30 R design, a little Swedish sports car. Bright orange. Actually, the plan was for me to eventually do it up with a Takanashi Kiara Itasha. But unfortunately, that thing bit the dust back in about 3 years ago, and I still kind of miss her. But at the same time, parts for it were an absolute nightmare to get. A lot of those Swedish cars, you have to get the parts from overseas. And a lot of the parts are designed to be safe because you don't want to have a steering column go through your gut when you get in a horrible accident and impale you. So the first one I had, it was pretty much, I was just waiting for one part for the longest time. It was waiting for one steering column to come over from Sweden, and it took like 3 weeks. Like, I would drive by my car every single day going to work, and I would see it there, practically finished, like completely done. But they couldn't do anything about the steering column, so it was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, is that really the only thing it needs? Like, everything else about it looked freaking fantastic. They did a great job with the body, they did a great job with everything else, but that was the last thing they needed to do, and it was just a waiting game for 3 weeks. I mean, I was worried my rental was going to end up getting, what's the word? Where my rental was going to end up expiring, so. Alright, so moving on. So I'd love to get mirrors like this. Like, this is kind of like a classic JDM look for a lot of these. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So we did the body kit. Don't need a roll cage, like before. This is a VIP build. Now for like VIP, what's the coolest thing about it is it's like this mafia style, this Yakuza style build. Like, you would see a lot of dudes in Japan rocking this look, who were probably possibly associated with mafia. I mean, with the Yakuza, possibly. Like, I mean, I think there was a guy on YouTube I was watching who he actually ended up buying a car like this that was ex-mafia. I mean, ex-Yakuza, and he found some stuff in it that kind of got him worried. I mean, I don't know how scripted it was. It wouldn't be surprised if it was relatively scripted, but it's still like one of those things that's like automatically associated with like Yakuza. So yeah, it's definitely super cool. All right, so this little bumper right there. Now for, I could go stupid with the wing, but right now it's just gonna stay pretty simple. I do not want to go big goofy ass wing on the back. So yeah, these taillights are like an LED style taillight. I would do that without a doubt. Exhaust, pretty much that. So interior, I tried to, isn't there a mod in the game? So basically, with this mod, there are actually S15 seats from an S15 Silvia. So yeah, I would probably want to go for something that's nice and leather. I don't really want to go with necessarily something that's going to be like too racy, because I want this thing to actually be something I can road trip. Like, I would love to road trip this thing all the way over to, what do you call it? All the way over to, like, you know, California and back. And it can do it. I mean, it's a 220,000 mile car, which is, for these things, is nothing. It's quite interesting how, like, hardcore these things can be. And it's Toyota, so hopefully as long as I keep it, you know, properly maintained, it's going to last forever, and I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can possibly hold on to it. Yeah, freaking love this car. This has been like one of my dream cars ever since I was a, you know, wee lad, since I was a wee fanboy. So steering wheel wise, I would want to kind of do something that's a little bit more like factory looking, because I don't want to have something that's not going to have an airbag on it. So that's something I probably would do there. All right, handbrakes. Keep it stock looking. So I do this like, dang it. Definitely want to do in pink. So I'm a whore for pink. So more pink. All right, now rim wise, this is the important part.
this is something that can end up being ridiculously expensive for these cars. One of the things I found out is that companies like HRE, which is like a Swiss company, these wheels specifically can go for upwards of like 10 grand, which is mental. I make a decent living for myself, but geez, that's crazy. People who have this much money to spend, they do not drive a shitbox like this. They usually drive something that actually deserves to have these wheels, like an actual Lamborghini or a Ferrari or something like that. So, wheel-wise, this is kind of my dream set right here. These Weds Crons Bazreas. They're a classic set of JDM style wheels for VIP cars. So, definitely something I would love to rock. Alright, so now we got the wheels situated here, I believe. So we got those. And another set of wheels I would love to do would be some sort of mesh wheels, like LMs. The problem with these is another set of wheels that costs a crazy amount of money. Like, these will go for, you know, 6-7 grand for a set. It's nuts. So, but for right now, the wheels I have on it are pretty good, currently in real life. So, but yeah, this would be pretty much the ideal setup I would have for, you know, a pretty cool, fun daily that could just get me into a little bit of trouble. So, alright, so let's get some tuning on this bad boy. So let's go to the dyno stand. I'm going to increase the wheelbase width here so it can actually have a good fitment. Yeah, I don't like it to be too stanced out, but I do like it to have at least enough of like a flush fitment to it, where it'll look good and be like right up against the lip. Also with the camber and stuff, where it's like the wheels are like tilty. So like if you see here, like the wheels are like not straight with the body, they're actually tilted outwards. That's called camber. So what camber does is it actually allows for the tire, when you're going through a turn, it allows for it to flex and actually have more contact patch with the road. So this actually can help out with handling in certain cases. When you go too extreme, though, you're pretty much just stretching to nothing. You're not going to have the tire flexing and actually getting enough traction. So that's definitely one of those things that would not be beneficial in a regular car. Actually, funny thing enough, my Volvo had that same setup. It had in the rear, actually from the factory, it had negative camber, and I think it also had like positive toe, but we'll get into toe in a bit. But yeah, the positive toe, negative camber pretty much made the tires like all worn out really weird, and it would just basically start like vibrating, which is definitely not something you want. So yeah, and the front camber is important for drifting because it allows you to get a little more grip up the front. In back, it also allows for, you know, a little more skiddies going on. So, all right, next thing we have is toe. Toe is basically like if the wheels are like turned in or out. So, I don't know if you can see it, but so if you look from here, let me change the toe. And you can see the wheels, they kind of like go inwards or outwards. When you go positive toe, it goes inwards. When you go negative toe, it goes outwards. Now for drifting you want it to have like a negative toe. I'm not quite sure why. I have to do a little research on that. But yeah, negative toe basically helps out in the front with drifting because it basically allows for a more responsive steering and allows for a little bit more of an easy way to set everything up. So yeah, I mean, it has all these descriptions here. So I'm not going to mess with really that much of anything else here. And I think we go out for a little drive. Actually, no. Last thing I want to do is I'm going to do some painting. Because I don't like this color. I'm never really been a big fan of this color. So the guy painted it in. I really kind of want to do it in this bright pink. I don't know. I remember, like, I would love to do, like, a pastel goth themed VIP build. I've never seen anyone do it, but my god, it would look so cool. Like this with, like, you know, bright white interior with, what do you call it? With, like, you know, lacy seat covers. There's actually these things in Japan that old people have in their cars where they're like these super cool lacy seat covers. And then a lot of VIP cars, they have this like desk right here in the middle on the passenger side. And in here, you basically have the cliche is because it's like a limousine type setup. That's where you'll have all the alcohol and stuff for the guys in the back. But what I would love to do for that is have a tea set, like have a full-blown fancy China tea set. So it's almost like having a tea party in the car, and just like roll around with that thing with for me it would probably be like an OG style, like OUJI. So I don't know if you ever watched Black Butler, but it's like the style that CL rocks. I freaking love that look. So it's like OG stands for like Young Prince. And this is the kind of shit I would love to rock in that look. Like full-blown, like, short shorts, top hat, waistcoat, eye patch, look like an absolute, like, villain. And come on out, and, yeah, the problem with that is I'm 5'11" and I'm 36 years old. But, fuck it. My thought process is this. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about the way you're dressing, as long as you're not being offensive, as long as you're not completely feeling embarrassed in it. I'm not so much feeling completely embarrassed in it. That's wrong. As long as you're not offending anybody, and as long as you're happy with as long as you really want to wear it, just screw it, wherever you want. So, I mean, I'm a 5'11", relatively broad-shouldered, 36-year-old femboy. We do exist, older femboys, but, yeah. So, this is pretty much what I would roll in as of right now. Alright, so let's get the wheels taken care of next. Oh wait, nah, I don't have enough money. I guess we're gonna have to go drifting for some money. So, alright. So we're going to go back and do a little drifties. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to some place that I know pretty well. And Navarro's usually a good one to go to. It might be hard for people to see if I'm doing it at night. Hey Mark, how's it going? Yeah, hey, it's my car. yeah, so barely made it. Good payday, and I'll hopefully I'm gonna do some more painting and stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty easy course. It's relatively wide, but oh, by the way, when I finally switch over to the wheel, it is not gonna be this clean. It is not gonna be this good. So I'm gonna have to basically relearn everything on the wheel. I do, but I'm playing with mods right now, so I don't know how that's going to affect playing multiplayer. But eventually my plan is to run some actual multiplayer gaming at one point. If I do get big enough, and we do get in a big enough community. So there's a couple other, I think there's one other VTuber I know who plays this, Emi Kuruma. And she does a lot of really great stuff with CarX and Assetto Corsa. She's also like a legitimate enthusiast. She's got herself like an E36 M3 that she track days all the time. It's pretty cool. I would highly suggest checking her out. She's one of my personal favorites. So, alright. You know, I'm trying to break out something a little bit different here. So we got that. And let's go into... Let's start a fresh build here, I think. Which one should I do? Yeah, no. Oh yeah, yes, see, I really haven't built this one up yet. Yeah, this is another one I would kind of want to have. I'd love to have one of these at one point. Wait, no, not copy. New. Alright, so let's start it from scratch, and let's see what we can do. Alright, so I usually like to do this with like a stock-ish looking style first. Not stock-ish, like stockish tune, like the motor's not too powerful, and keep it at like a 90% tire. I've actually started to love doing low speed drifting. Like it's just a lot more fun, being able to like transition, do a lot more stuff like that. No, that's way too extreme. I don't like that at all. Alright. That's kind of ricey, I gotta admit. That's actually really ricey. Those headlights. I'm going back to stock. I remember seeing like a lot of these. I think there's still a lot of them around for cheap, which is cool. Yeah, Nintendo Switch, I think there's cross-platform support, but it's not for the Switch yet. So, I don't know, you never know. It might show up eventually. So, you know, keep it out. I'll keep it on, keep it on the, keep your eye open for that. Hopefully it will eventually become available for Switch as well. Alright, so, yeah, half cage. Support, not going too extreme. That's way too nuts. Yeah, and that's one thing that's good about that dev team is they're really good when it comes to trying to make sure that the community's voice gets heard. For the most part. Okay, that looks like something really tacky out of like the 90s. Oh my god, this was like one of those things that guys in the 90s would always do to their cars in the tuning community. Is like slapped super taillights and everything. You saw a lot in like the mini truck community too. It was very it was an interesting time for customization. Honestly, the one thing I gotta say nowadays, it's a lot more tasteful. You don't have people throwing a BMW front end on you just don't have people throwing a BMW front end on like a Honda Civic that they were doing back in the day. Like, there's some of those that I just look at and I'm just wondering to myself, what the hell were they smoking? And I kind of want that, but at the same time, I kind of don't. So I feel like it might be a bit scary. Alright, I'm trying to do the GrADY interior here because I'm a sucker for that. It's actually a fun thing about my design. I kind of based it off of the HKS logo. So, you know, like that oil spill logo they have. I kind of decided, like, I love that look, and I wanted to kind of, like, incorporate those colors into my design. So, that's why there's a lot of purple and teal in this. Did forget to put in a little bit of red, but what can you do? So, yeah, but the thing that's really cool about, yeah, honestly, I used to play this all the time on the Xbox 360, and no, Xbox One, and then I switched over to PC when I got mine. Geez, how long is this? From like 2021. So, with that, like, just it opened up a whole like new, crazy amount of mods and stuff that, I freaking love. Like, I kind of got bored of this game, before I got my PC. And I finally got my PC, and I'm just like, screw it, we're going hard. Alright, so we're just going to do a... Kind of want to do some... Let's do the 77 horsepower Russian engine. Yeah, wait, does that actually work for the Switch? If so, that's pretty cool. We're not gonna rotary it, not Rob Dom. We're just gonna commit some sacrilege. Alright, so for the engine, non-turbo. Yeah, we're doing non-turbo. And we're gonna tune this thing down to like baby power. Actually, still has a decent amount of power. 350. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that'll work though. For PS4. Okay, okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, it was weird. I guess you have it for both consoles. So. But I would still highly suggest getting. I think in that case, PS4 might be that should be cross-platform then. In that case. So. Because I do know in the lobbies they do actually offer cross-platform. So. Yeah, I guess that could be done. That's totally doable. So maybe sometime down the line we'll do something like that. But as of right now, I just like messing around with stuff. It's like, I don't know about you, but I love playing games that have customization in it. And as soon as I start having a customization, I will spend like hours in it. Like I will spend crazy amount of time in the customization screens. Sometimes I'll just be in here just building stuff for, like, days. Not for days, for, like, hours. Like, I'll basically spend a lot of time just trying to make it look perfect. Those are Sharing guns. Good lord. Yeah. I want to kind of do something a little bit... Not so much VIP, but... Those are way too weird. Yeah, because I love the VIP look, but I feel like this one here does a little bit better with the drift look. Alright. Any suggestion of what... Oh, dude, I'd totally love to see it. But, unfortunately, I'm not on multiplayer right now, so... Yeah, thanks. So, alright. Any suggestions in chat? Anyone know what wheels you guys want to throw on? Any specifics? I'm taking requests, so... Eventually, I would love to do a chat builds car, so... If you got any favorite wheels, let me know. Forever hold your peace. So... So I think alongside of this game, I'm gonna... the Deep Boys. Yep, let's go to the DP ones. So... I'll just roll through these and see which ones you guys like. Also, how's it going, D? Hope you all having a good night tonight. I like to call them extremely expensive wheels that most of us can't afford. At least right now. Yeah, so Deep Dish, do you have any ideas like what brand you might want to go for? like a Work, Volk, Rotiform, yada yada yada. Those kinds of wheels. Alright, so looks like we have some good ones here. Those look weird, but yeah, there's other deep dish wheels in this too. One or two of these packs have a good amount of deep dish. Yeah. Honestly, I've been kind of loving these wheels, specifically these VSTXs. They look so damn good. And also 326s are always classics for drift boys, or hot boy builds. The 6-star? Which one's that? Let's go back. So was it back in the deep dish pack? Which one we got here? This one? Yeah. Like I said before, I'm not sure how well it's going to work with mods and doing multiplayer. But eventually I do want to start doing that. Also, feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to get myself out there streaming a little bit more. I won't just be streaming racing games, but I'll also be out there streaming Genshin Impact, some sim games as well. You know, just whatever I feel like playing at the time. Alright, so I'm just... this one? So honestly, I thought these were pretty hot too. So... These do go pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'll keep going. That's another 6-1 here. Another one. Like, that one kind of does look like a star at that point because of the blacking, because of the black backing. And then we're at the end. So I think it's one of these. Is that correct? So I think these would look good. 19s are pretty much perfect for it. Alright. So yeah, we'll go with that for now. Alright, so that's what we got there. Just save those changes up. And we'll start doing the tuning. So, a bit too high. I'm not going to go scrapey. I don't like going super low, but I do like going low enough. So, let's just drop the camber down a little bit more. That's fine for the rear. Bring the toe out a bit. That's good for now. I usually don't like to touch the caster or anything else without doing some like serious research. Oh, it was an 8-star. Okay, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but for now we'll just stick with this. Oh god, like the feature where you can do the stretching now. Kino had that for a while, but they just recently started putting that in the game, and I'm honestly kind of glad they started doing that. Like, it feels like a lot of times what they do with this is they have a lot like of Kino stuff. Like Kino was doing the engine swaps, and then they stopped doing the engine swaps. I mean, they still do the engine swaps, but then they moved on to actually updating the game with the engine swaps. I think they almost like use that as like an alpha instead of like a beta. Yeah. The thing about it is I'm not really a big fan of like stretchy. Like I'm a fan of it in a tasteful level, like not like to the point where it's like looking like a rubber band on the wheel. But honestly, I'm more of a sucker for like big fat tires. So yeah. So let's just drop that down a little more in the back. I like to have the oh wait, that's why. Rear profile was kind of cray. Alright.
do a little lower, because I think that's currently like a big style right now, is guys running the back a little bit lower, the front. You know, I see it a lot of times on like pro cars. So, all right. So we got the RB in there because I want to piss off people. All right. So wheel wise, I'm probably just gonna go for. No, body wise, I'm gonna do a different color. All right. So we'll do that pink or the purple. Okay, I do love like the dark purple. I do purple with a chameleon, a little bit of blue in there. We'll do it like, yeah. Ah, shit, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah, that really sucks. I've never had myself get banned from a game, but yeah, I'm always kind of worried about that. Yeah, I love Soars too. I mean, personally in real life, I actually have a GS 300. So it's got the 2J as well, and I'm planning on turning that thing into a nice little like VIP drift car. So nothing too crazy. I don't want to drive it like a maniac and take it out to like a drift event and possibly smash it into the wall. Alright, so... Alright, let's do the wheels, because these wheels look ugly without, like, at least some chrome on them. Yeah, if you're dealing with deep dish like this, you gotta have chrome on them. So, yeah, this one's not nearly as crazy as the one I bet you have. This one's just a pretty basic 90 grip build. Like I was telling Chad earlier, I love doing like low grip builds because it helps me out a lot with driving, and it's gonna definitely help me out when I start doing the wheel. So, which is gonna be most likely next week on next Saturday's stream. Still have to plan out my streams for next week, but you'll be seeing a schedule coming up hopefully by Sunday. So yeah, usually I try to do racing games, you know, about a third of the week, about 2 or 3 times a week, and then I do Genshin Impact or Zenless Zone Zero, or you know, I'm not gonna try to do the flavor of the week kind of games because I don't know, I just don't like doing that. You know, it feels like a lot of times people just play a lot of those games just because it's the hot new thing. So that looks good with the green. Yeah, a tennis ball yellow always looks good. Oh god, yeah, dude. Liveries in this game are just... I have the one I have right now, but it's kind of tacky and not a big fan. I need to redo another livery. But yeah, I love doing like the cleaner builds, but like if I get mine all the way up, I do want to do like a full-blown Itasha with like a Stolfo or something else like that. I was thinking... I'm not quite sure who I would put on it, but we'll figure it out. I do want to do like a really cool Stolfo, like a really cool Itasha setup. So, yeah. Let's see what they have in the livery department. We're also going to jump on a track from the workshop here. So, ooh. Oh boy. One thing I love is like I play the mod version, so it has like all the cool, like actually has like the legit teams on it, legit companies and teams. But I do have to admit, there's a lot of creativity with trying to make stuff look like the actual companies, so I do respect the hell out of that. Yeah, like this is the style I love. I love that stupid Hot Boy look. It's... You know, it's kind of like, I remember there was a guy in my neighborhood who used to have a, he had an S13, and he had painted this it was like this ridiculous black, but it had like rainbow flakes in it, and it always like blew my mind when I saw it. It was like back in like 2003. So this guy was like way ahead of the curve when it came to his build, and I was just shocked by it. So. There was a period where I could actually have bought an S14 for
Oh, hey, welcome back, Mark. Yeah, there was a point where I could have actually bought like an S14 in my neighborhood for like $2,000 back when I first started driving. But I didn't. And, you know, you could always do some regretness. I mean, not regretness. You can always regret things, but, you know, life moves on, so you keep finding what's going to work for you. Alright. Project Dream's a really good one. So, yeah, this one is a really good one. This is one I would love to play on multiplayer. It's like a massive map. You've got buttload of locations. I think they have like a lot of arcade stage stuff that's imported over. Sorry, taking a drink. Nice. So, you know, Dee, you've been talking about your car. Mark, what car do you run in the game? You got a personal favorite build that you constantly go with? It's gonna take a bit of time for me to load, so that's why I'm chatting. Kind of wanted to make sure this was actually just like a yap stream as well, so. No, it's not taking too long to load, which is good. Yeah, but this map is massive. It's got like the Wongon in it. It's got, you know, racetracks on it. Yeah, there's one I've actually been playing recently that, I don't know, it's kind of cheeseball, but I still like it. It's a Japanese Drift Master. Oh my god, that game is so corny. But it's got a pretty banger soundtrack. It's got like Visual K in it. It's got Eurobeat. It's got funk. It goes hard. But my god, the storyline is so bad. Oh jeez. It feels like the art style, they kind of just went with the cheapest option they could have found. Like, you could go on like VGen right now and find great artists who could have made something like 10 times better than the art they had in the game. But, it do be like that. So, alright. My lighting looks like crap. Give me a quick sec here. So this is one of the things I love about this is with Kino, you're actually able to reset everything. Okay, there we go. That looks a lot better. Kino, you can actually have it set up for different different environments and different setups. All right, so let's go and see what we can do. Find what locations on the map I want to jump to. All right, so we have. Let's go to Gunsai. It's one of those places I really would love to go to at one point, if I, when I eventually go to Japan. All right. Get off. Definitely where a low power build really makes a lot of difference.
Not bad for a 350 horsepower build. Alright. Let's see what else I want to switch out to. Got that. Let's see, get him something smaller, because, yeah, so, got a couple different builds of this. Yeah. Let's go into my Goro-themed one from Genshin Impact. Yeah. This is like the exact way I would have built an 8.6. Like with the BBS wheels and that teal paint job. Such a good look. So, alright, let's find a new place for us to go to. Gunsai is pretty fun. What, Naruto Skyline? Sadamine. Shamaru. Oh, Rapid Tsukuba. Wait, oh, this is the pass. Okay, this is the Toge of Tsukuba. It's not actual Tsukuba circuit. Okay. Tower City. Okay. This is just like there's like a lot of really good like photo shoot areas here too. So Maze Pass. What's this one? Oh god, this looks like a nightmare. Yeah. Haruna, let's go to Akina, basically. County Turnpike, that's the one they like, that's the really fast one. I think it was the one that was like the last episode of Initial D, where they're taking on, what's his name? Shinigami. So, that's like one of my favorite battles. Although I gotta admit, I think Shinigami probably smells like complete ass. Like without a doubt, he probably smells like complete ass. Oh, wait. Oh, that's why it's showing up. Okay. I have my triggers also associated with the game, so that's why I look like I'm horny as shit. Nope, not that one. Nope. Which one is it? Ah, shoot. Okay. Dang it. Okay, whatever. I'll just look like I'm dead inside. That's what it is. Give me a quick sec here, folks. Where's my, there it is. Alright, so. Don't mind this real quick. I'm just trying to turn myself from being absolutely down bad for my cars. Where are my hotkeys? Okay, that one's that. Yeah. No. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're back to normal shit. Okay, so let's get back to it. Alright, so... Yeah, so alright, I want to see where I'm at on the map. So right now we're currently over here. It's not too bad. This is a nice little turnpike, but it's a nice little weavy one, so it should be actually good for some high-speed drift, a little bit like medium-speed drifting. What am I doing power-wise on this thing? Okay, this thing's stupid powerful here. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I think, what did I swap this thing with? Go back and see what the swap was. Engine swap. Okay, we're running the S2000 motor. Okay. So yeah, we're running the Honda motor. All right, let's rock.
there we go. Reverse entry. How on shit there. Oh yes, another one. Right back on it. Top shot there, no big deal. Ah, there we go. Get a bit cocky there. And I'm gone. Oh boy, there we go. There we go. Yep, knew it was gonna happen. That's right. Okay, so yep, I knew that was gonna happen. So that was a good one. Pretty decent. We got a couple backwards, which is good. Got a couple of Kawabatas. This is what I call backwards. So all right, no, I'm gonna do some high speed running. Get a Daikoko. I'm going to change out to something a bit stupid fast here. Which crazy dumb car do I want to run? No Lambos. I'll do my RWB build. So, my Venti spec. Got this one here, and I've also got my other one. So, change the preset over to the Astolfo spec. And it looks like a bright red in this, but God, I would have loved to have been able to like been there in the middle of like one of Nakai-san's builds for RWB. That guy's a maniac, absolute legend. All right, so. No, I'm not going to bring up the BMW. No face set up for drifting. I got my GTR. That's what we'll do. We'll do my GTR. Yeah, kind of overrated, but still pretty good. Wait, did you guys see like that one GTR went for like 300K? People have just gone wacky with this stuff, man. It's like at that point, just buy yourself a Lambo. Change it up to nighttime. Alright, load preset. Right. Luminite. Yeah, it's actually probably the best looking one. There is a Wangan area. Yeah, apply it. Change it around to back. Let's go back to the map, see what we get. Map time. Man, huh. I'm kind of shocked that I have so many people in right now. Alright, so... Okay, that's gonna be... I think that's the long gone. Let's do a speed run. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, yeah, it's perfect for a speed run. Like right here. I'm just gonna be able to rip it like a crazy man. Yeah, it's gonna be, we'll see how far we can get this thing up to. I don't think it's even tuned for speed right now, but we'll see what happens. Lagging for everyone else on the stream? It seems like it's lagging for me right now. I'm suspecting this thing might actually have a V8 in it. You know, totally on brand for me because I just want to, you know, make people rustle, have the jimmies being rustled. Engine swap. Yeah, it's the TRD V8. Okay. Gonna go crazy power. Alright, so we're hitting 1100 horsepower with the VR. Alright, so tune. Gearbox swap. Do the get reg. Okay, yeah, so this is going to get it up to, that should be good enough. Yeah, see if this one will help us get to 200. So. Oh, that's going to definitely hit 200.
damn fast. Holy crap. I think we can get it faster. Alright, so instead of doing that one, let's do custom. Okay. G-forces, that's 6. That's 4 speed, no. Track sequential. 6 speed V2. Alright. Let's see what our engines I can try to throw this thing. Alright, we're going old school. We're going with the actual, like, legit engine. And, wow, that's kind of shocking. It doesn't hit 1,000 horsepower. Oh, that would piss so many people off doing a turbo diesel. Oh my god, that would get under so many people's skin if I did that. If somebody ever did that. Alright, so I'm not doing a Ferrari spot. Alright, let's do the 2JZ, because I know that's got crazy power. Yeah. Well, I guess sort of crazy power. I thought it had a lot more. Huh. Interesting. Come back to the VR. Alright. Let's run this one again. I bet you think we probably can hit 230, 240 right now. So, let's see what this bad boy does. What's up? And the speed runs down. Yeah, Gary's still off. Okay, so gearbox, file drive, gotta drop that down. Do the custom so we can have this set up properly. Alright, drop that down to like there, do that. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I feel like this is going to help us get legitimately hitting 200 plus without having a 5-speed. So. So, to be honest, I feel like, yeah. Alright, so yeah, for next time, definitely thinking we're going to have to set it up for an actual live stream, like a live stream, multiplayer. But for right now, let's just go back to building something crazy. Yeah, I don't know, is there a way for... Wait, there's got to be a way for you guys to share your tunes. I think you can share them if they're... it doesn't matter if it's... yeah, because you can do cross-platform publications. Yeah, so if you want to share your tune, go right ahead and I'll give it a shot. So, I'm not going to be able to critique it because I'm kind of mid when it comes to that. But yeah. Actually, might be a fun thing to do for a stream. Is just sharing your tunes and seeing how I feel like about them and what I'm about. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Like a tune show off. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, all right. So, let's switch it back to. No, we're not exiting. Alright, so we're gonna check out some other stuff I've got here. Look at my R34. Oh yeah, I forgot they somebody started actually adding some new objects in the Kino. And I was able to finally put a giant blower motor into my charger. MW Dodge. There it is. Yep, supercharger. Finally. I am an absolute slut for big honking superchargers. There's nothing cooler looking than a giant supercharger just shoving itself through the hood. But yeah, I do wish I could actually start putting in like really good drag setup for this game. That's one thing I love about BeamNG is the drag community. They're so freaking cool. So much fun just building like 6-7 second cars and just gunning it and just taking on people. But yeah, that's my supercharged BB right there. So let's go through like a little tour of all my cars here. So that's my Dodge. A little bit of an old school street style 180 SX. Yeah, this is kind of like that old school 90s style. So it's got all the right parts in the right spots. It's got the classic like SSR meshes in the back, and it's got the shadows. I love the Type X body kit. The Type X kit has always been top tier. Yeah, I'll have to show the video sometime, but there was actually a really awesome video that got me. One of the first videos that got me into drifting, it was this video called Death Metal Drift, where it was basically some videographer, like back in 2007, decided to do a heavy metal drift video to Cannibal Corpse. And I was just, at that time, I was like really big into death metal. And like seeing that video, it had a car like this with the Type X kit. And like after I saw that, I was like, I want that kit. That kit is gorgeous. I want it. If I ever get into 1 ESX, it's going to get Type X kit. So, alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, we already did the Charger. Okay, Russian NASCAR. Really nothing to be said there. Fox body. So this kit, I don't know if anyone remembers it, but there was a concept art, I think, that was actually eventually going to be made into something real, but Ken Block, rest in peace to the GOAT, he was planning on building like a full-blown like unicorn out of a Fox body. And I think that's what this body kit's supposed to be. Man, I'm still sad about Ken Block passing away. That was rough. You know, it wasn't even from a car accident. It was just like a snowmobile, which is ridiculous. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's how you go? But, yeah, we got that like retro 80s style to it. Alright, move on to that. Okay, my turd missile. So fun story about Volvos. Some of my best friends who got me into cars, they're Volvo enthusiasts. Volvo enthusiasts are like the equivalency of European rednecks. They will do the stupidest, craziest stuff you'll ever see when it comes to cars. My friend and I, there is a show that we went up to. It's like this big weekend-long show up in the mountains, about 2.5 hours away from our place. And me and my friend, we basically ended up swapping his transmission that had blown up like the previous week, and swapping in a full 5-speed manual, like doing a full-blown manual swap in his garage, like the day before the freaking event. And then our test drive was driving to the event. That was our break-in period. So like that's like the level of scuff when it comes to like Volvo guys. But it gets crazier, because I remember when we went there, there were guys out there who had, there was one guy out there, he basically had a 242 with a, they had like twin cam motors that Volvo made back in the day. But he's got a Volvo 242 that had a semi-truck turbo thrown on it. Apparently it did like 11 second quarter miles. Completely insane. yeah, there's that. One of my friends, he actually owns one of these, and he does autocross. I think it's sitting in his backyard now, just rotting away, which sucks. But he drove that thing like a maniac, and it only had like 95 horsepower. Dude was a complete psychopath. He did autocross, and I rode with him once. And he did things I thought nobody else could do in a Volvo wagon. It was freaky. Also, autocross is definitely a very underrated motorsport to get into if you just want to start getting into racing. The one thing I will admit, it is like going through a parking lot at warp speed. The cones just come up so fast that it was like freaking me out in the initial stages of like going through it. Like, you gotta start slow. Another one of my friends, he's actually a really good autocrosser. He runs a Mazda Miata, which is like the cliched autocross car, and he's basically like I remember there was one time I went out with him, we drove, and the field had a Dodge Viper in it as well. Now, they're two completely different classes, so it's not like he would actually be beating him, and I don't know how hard the Viper driver was going. I actually rode along with both of them. I know my buddy, he was going hard. He usually just goes hard in the paint, because that car, you kind of have to go nuts with. But yeah, he was locking in. He was like doing times. I think he was able to beat the guy in the Viper. Like I said before, I don't know how hard he was going, but he was able to beat this guy in the Viper by like 2 or 3 seconds. And he's constantly always in like second place. There's only one guy who always ends up beating him in like a last gen MR2. And apparently that car is like a demon in his class. Like that thing cannot be beaten. But yeah, my buddy is a complete maniac. Still dailies it. Like when I usually go out to go check out cars for like picking up. He'll just basically bring up the Miata, and he'll just decide, screw it, we're gonna just drop the clutch and kick the back end out. It's always so much fun driving with him. He's a nut, and he's ridiculously good. Like, his dad was a former SCCA racer. So, all right, so let's moving on from that. Did I skip one? No, I didn't. Okay. This is this is another one I was looking at, actually, was the Altezza. That's the one. That's the right preset. Okay. Yeah. So this one here, I actually based it off of Zhao from Genshin Impact. I based delivery off of that. Wait, no. Damn it. Alright, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I based delivery in this one after Zhao from Genshin Impact. I don't know why, but like some of the like designs for Genshin have got like the most like hot boy like styles out there for like some of the fabrics they rock. Like, it's crazy. Like, Zhao's, I looked at it and immediately I was like, that would look super fucking sick on a drift car. So I kind of threw it together, and that's what we got here. My Zhao build. So, but I still haven't gotten past level 40. Oh man, yeah. So I'm that's gonna be like another game I'm gonna be playing a lot of, is Genshin Impact. So, if you want to come along with me to Nod Krai and see me get my ass beat, I'm actually not too bad at that. So, but yeah, I'll most likely play Genshin Impact like on like 2 or 3 days a week. So that'll be another stream if you're interested in that. All right. Oh, this is another one based off of Genshin characters. This is supposed to be based off of Venti, because it's smooth and cute and adorable, and probably fueled by alcohol because it's Russian. So, but yeah, little Woody, tiny little Woody. Really nothing else to say about that one. Okay, so in the game, this car is like broken. If you want to make a stupid amount of money, you take this car and you basically go to Time Attack and you just run this track. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how much you do. You'll end up getting like $800,000 every single run. So like, if you're desperate for money,
go in here. Like, if you want to buy all the cars in the game, like if you started up brand new, go to West Coast Arena in that car, and you'll pretty much just make money like a madman. But yeah, God, that was another one I was looking at, was an RX-8. But I'm too mechanically inept for me to actually do anything with the rotary as of right now. I'm actually going to school for that, for mechanics stuff. It's just kind of like a night course thing while I'm working. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Still don't have a garage, but you never know. Might happen, might not. All right. Okay, this is the Buzz-a-Zuko one. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this look. Like, I think I didn't do this one. This was off of somebody off of the library, the livery library. But I love like the lowrider roof on this thing. It looks so freaking cool. It's another style I've always loved. Is like that Buzz-a-Zuko Kaido racer look. It goes so hard. All right, it's the. I think it was actually like a sponsored car, so don't really touch that one. Isn't there one of those cars which I used to see all the time when I was a kid, and now you don't see any of them on the road? At the gym I go to, there is one guy who has one that's a complete rust bucket. It's a turbo diesel. And the thing is basically just barely holding together. It's like just, rust particles holding hands. And it's still cool, but at the same time, if I could find one of these in like really good condition and I didn't have the GS, I would love to get one of those. Alright, that's another one of those kind of in-game cars. You really can't do anything to these, the Sayaka spec ones, because it's based off of her cars. She was actually like a professional drifter that works with them. So, okay. I really hope people still keep sleeping on the 33. Remember, was in initially 4th stage when Godfoot's driving. He talks about how much he hates. There's like a small period where he's like, "I hate the 33. It was too fat," and I think that turned a decent amount of people off and saying, "Okay, instead of doing the 32 or instead of doing the 33, just go to the 32 or 34." I haven't checked the market value for these, but I would not be shocked if they were actually cheaper than the other two. Remember when the 32s first started coming over here in like 2014, and God, and if I just hadn't moved out, I would have basically bought one and probably sat on it for a while, because you could get those things back in the day for like 25 grand. Now it's like you can't even touch like an RB26 for that money sometimes. Like nowadays it's like 50, 60 grand for just a beat up 32. But rightfully so. I mean, they're dope cars. Okay. This is another one that I would love. It's bizarre, but I would love to have one of these as like a daily driver. Like this era of Forester was so boxy and weird. The only problem with Subarus is their engines have that interference head stuff. So if you like lose a timing belt, the valves will just completely detonate onto the cylinder head, onto the actual pistons, and you're pretty much out of an engine at that point. I think actually the Donut guys, when they were doing their builds, they had a lot of issues with these. They went through like 3 or 4 engines. It was crazy. But yeah, honestly, I still would want to get one of these and just kind of, not this low, but just looking clean, like a clean stock one, and just daily drive it. Maybe throw some STI wheels on it. I don't know. Is this the? Oh yes. This is the Kiri Kilovolt tribute I was working on. Man, I'm gonna miss her. She's graduating recently. She's another VTuber who does a lot of racing games and stuff. She does like Formula 1 watch-alongs, and it's always fun watching that with her.
Yeah, she's gonna be graduating. I forget when. I think she's graduating at the end of this month, which sucks. But yeah, she's like legitimately in my top tier. They call it like Kamiyoshi, the VTubing world. But yeah, this is kind of my tribute card to her. I was hoping that she was actually. I kind of got her in the BeamNG. Strangely enough, I suggested it in one of the streams when everyone else was like suggesting like they were suggesting like other games. And she started playing the crap out of BeamNG, and I was like, yes, yes. I'm gonna try to joke to myself and say that I had some say in it. So, but yeah, this is another one of these I would love to have. Another funny story. I had a friend of mine who had one of these. There's this show called H2O International. Well, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was like notoriously. Nowadays, it's like super notorious for like basically being like the birthplace of street takeovers, which freaking sucks. Because the few times I went there, it was so much fun. It was like back like 12 years ago. Like 12 years ago, we used to go out, and my friend had one of these. He had a E46, and it was such a cool car. But on the way home, he ended up running into a deer. So like this is like at 2 in the morning. They're driving back to their place down south. They run into a deer, and technically the car's total, but this kid's like a freak genius when it comes to BMWs. So he repairs that shit entirely on his own. And like another 6 months later, he ends up getting like a barn find E30 M3, and he ends up like showing up on the front page of like Jalopnik, which was this big automotive blog back in the day. So, but yeah, that's what I think of when I think of that car. Okay, this might be another cheap option for anyone who's looking to possibly do drifting or just have something fun to build up. It's like a weird American Miata. Remember, there was a drift car. I think it was Reese Millen built one of these into a drift car, which is pretty sick. But yeah, I have not seen a Solstice in years, like either on the road or in games. So it's a little quirky car. It's interesting. Okay, Jeep. No. Oh, drift missile. Yeah. The official car of being a douchebag of street takeovers. Ugh. But yeah, it's like the VQ 35. It's like just sounds like farts. It's the automotive equivalent of like farting through a Vuvuzela, I've seen somebody say. Yeah, these things are turds, but it would still be a fun car to have. Definitely would just turn into a beater and take it out to drift events or just learn how to do stupid shit in it on a private road with nobody else around, which is the way you should do it if you're ever going to do it. Which, by the way, you should not do it. Yeah, don't do that. Not cool. So, do not do that. Not a good thing. Oh man, there was actually, jeez, like right before Pontiac went under, they were about to release this. They were literally just about to release this in the States. And then Pontiac just took Pontiac just took the biggest L in their life, and they were gone. Like, we could have had a freaking, Ute here in the States, like it was back in the 70s with like the El Camino. But unfortunately, financial crisis happened in 2008, and everything went straight to crap. So, I was wondering myself, like, people need to start importing these to the States. They really do. Like, they've basically been building Utes in Australia for like 50 years now. Like, after we stopped with the El Camino, they kept going. So I'm shocked I haven't seen anybody else import these. I think most people are just obsessed with the JDM stuff, so everything else kind of just goes to the wayside. Which is kind of a shame, but I guess it also kind of keeps these things at somewhat of a good deal, I think. Another car of mine. I would love to have. Let me change out those wheels. Those wheels look like ass. There we go.
Yeah, it's another one of those I love. More partial to the Bug Eye, like the 2000 or like first gen of this, but this is my second favorite kind. These things like time attack cars are sick. And that's kind of the build I was going for here with this. What's the power I was doing on this thing? It's 794, but yeah, you can get this thing up to 956. I think this has all-wheel drive in it. Alright. I'll have to test that out later. Yeah, that'd be another fun thing to do on stream with like a, you know, with like a fellow viewers, like a multiplayer time attack. That'd be pretty fun. All right, so there's that one. All right, we just built this one, as obviously, as you guys remember. This was a pretty fun build, and actually runs pretty well for a low power build. All right. Okay, I was designing this car based off of a character in Tokyo Extreme Racer, the most recent one. He's basically a femboy in the game as well. Like the joke is that he like is part of his sister's like gothic Lolita shop and just likes to wear like cute dresses. And I'm just like, bro, you were like one of the homies. I love that shit. So I tried to build his car, but yeah. Tokyo Extreme Racer was like a major part of my childhood. I played the crap out of Zero, and that's one of the games that's one of the few games I've ever 100%ed. Like there were some wanderers that you had to beat in that were crazy hard to get to. You basically had to completely change the time on your PS2. Either that or like drive a very specific car with like a very specific license plate. Like it was like the weirdest stuff. Like the only way I was able to beat it is if I had a guide. Okay, another one that's definitely in like top tier for me. FCs. A lot of people would much rather have the FD. I'm like, nah, give me an FC. FC with the BN kit, crazy wide body, you know, stupidly powerful rotary, just screaming like a maniac. Oh my god, yeah. Like one of these things, like Hertech from, I think his name was Hertech from, used to be part of Hoonigan. His FC is like the most legendary one out of all of them. The Twerk Stallion. It's in Forza as well. But, oh god, that car is still one of my favorites of all time. It's that classic Hot Boy look. Just goes so hard. Alright. Missile S13 that I built. But I also have my clean one too. So, actually the clean one I think is in my garage as well. So yeah, clean one's over here. This is my like turd missile. And I like building missiles a lot. Alright. Kind of did a bit of a Kaido racer look on this one here. And nothing else really to say about that one. Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah. I love the way this one turned out. It's just, it goes so hard with like the deep dish 5 spokes. So like, oh my god, like one of the things I love is like when people just like start taking OEM wheels and converting them to 3-piece or like widening them out and making them into deep dishes. Such a cool thing. Like the Volkswagen guys used to do that all the time. Like a lot of the stance stuff came from the Volkswagen community. Like those guys were going all over the place with the crazy hard, like lowered insanely, you know, blow and stuff. They did a lot of the air suspension stuff, a lot of the cool custom interiors, a lot of the engine bay shaving. Like I remember like seeing some Volkswagens, and if you looked at the engine bay, it literally just looked like a piece of jewelry in the middle of a case. It was insane. Like there's no wiring, no nothing, and somehow it still ran. And I'm just sitting there going like, how the hell does that work? It's weird. But
yeah, like all this stand stuff is pretty much thanks to the Volkswagen community. So if you ever see somebody rolling around in like a lowered Volkswagen, I don't know, maybe give them a nod. You know, give them a nice little heads up saying, hey, thanks for what you did. You know, or if you don't like it, just tell them to go shove it. I don't know. Actually, don't tell them to go shove it. That's kind of mean. I don't like it when my chat decides to be mean. So just be nice to everyone, all right? There we go. Now we got some Itasha. I have not played Nika yet. I already played enough gacha games as is. And as somebody who's trying to save up to work on a car, I kind of need to stop doing the gacha, but at the same time, cute waifus and husbandos, I'm sorry, I can't help it. But, yeah. Oh, okay, so there's that scene in Japan where they just race nothing but Dodge vans. It's like the guys who do they do like motorcycles and stuff in Japan. And just randomly decided to start building these things up and turning them into race vans. Like, I freaking love that. Like, the craziness of Japan when it comes to shit like that is nuts. They'll take like anything and turn it into something fast. So cool. But yeah, this is another one of those that's like you can find relatively easily here in the States. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people doing these. Okay, Camaro, mid. Mid. Come on. It's taking a while to load, that's why. Okay, this is another style I love, is like these wheels specifically, these probably emits. They're like a deep dish lowrider wheel that Work made back in the day. And they look so freaking cool. Just the raddest wheels on the planet. Like, if you want to build some stupidly crazy VIP build, you go for these. So, alright. Evo 9, another Itasha build. Time Attack, of course. Gotta do that. I still think this is probably one of the best looking rally cars of all time. Just something about the Evo 9 just like those perfectly like angular, like it's angry enough in the front that it doesn't necessarily need anything more than that. It's just the perfect amount of angy and perfect amount of angular. Still one of my favorites. 34, we were doing the track day stuff with that, trying to see if we could get it to 200. I don't think it's really necessarily a hot take, but I just think they're kind of overrated and overpriced. But I think everyone kind of agrees about the overpriced part. Still a great car. This thing carried me through Gran Turismo 3 so much. Oh yeah, I forgot. Giant truck. Yeah. Another one I love is these four-door Skylines. These always go hard. Yeah, Mark IIs, they always look good too. Yeah, Mark II. Oh, there's another Genshin-inspired one. This is actually inspired by Kazuha. He's one of my mains. Like he's got to be like one of my top 3 favorite characters to play with in the game. He's just a chill guy, if you know that meme. Just a chill guy. But yeah, it was kind of based off of his like the fabric designs on his outfit. And also, he gives me the vibes of being somebody who would most likely have some sort of like dope ass drift car. All right, another Itasha. There's another one that's full of a whole bunch of mods. Body kit's not in the original game. It's the same one that KSK has on his FD and Initial D. The Ariyama Mia kit, which is top tier for me when it comes to FD kits, ARC 7 kits. Right. I haven't really messed around with this card too much in the game. I need to do some more stuff with that. Alright, Smoking the Bandit, obviously, cliched build that every guy does with this. Oh god. Oh, this. Honestly, I love this design. Whoever made it, thank you so much for making that because it goes hard. And these wheels, oh my god, these wheels are so freaking gorgeous. Like old school, like 4-lug JDM wheels. Just, they go so hard. Yeah, like if I ever had like an 8.6 or a Miata, that's the kind of shit I would throw on it. They're actually not too expensive either because they're so small. So, and another blower car. Tried to make it based off of a sketch I made back in like when I was 15, which pretty much, if I ever get a hot rod, this is the way it's gonna look. I am an absolute sucker for old school hot rods. Yeah, this shit's so cool. I mean, it's basically just a death trap. That's the coolest part about these, is that they're literally just ancient bodied with no protection whatsoever, and crazy amount of power. You don't even need that much power for these things. They're about the weight of a Miata. But yeah, these things are always fun. So definitely another thing I would love to have. I actually build these a lot of times. I do scale modeling as well. So I might just post some pictures of that stuff on YouTube, so I can show everyone what I do. And eventually, I would love to do that as a stream, actually, showing how I build the stuff and how I put everything together and paint. You know, a lot of guys do that with Gundam and Gunpla. So I don't know. We'll see how it works. Yes, this is another one I have already in the shop. Decent looking car. Yeah, another Aussie build, basically just Chevy SS. I don't know why, but I just love big body Toyotas. Just something that goes so hard about them. That's like, few other cars have like that presence of like a big body Toyota. They go so freaking cool. Yeah. Kind of like a VIP drift build. Okay, this one's actually based off of me. I started kind of setting this up as like a car themed after my themed after Kenzie, aka me. No, just a little track day machine. So I drove one of these actually once, and they're actually crazy low. Like you sit in them, it's like you're just like a couple inches off the ground. It's interesting. Another time I felt that kind of experience was my uncle. He had a like 70s era Corvette, and that thing, it was like you stepped down into it because of how low it was, and it felt like your butt was like, it felt like if you fell out of the car, like if the floor fell out, your butt would basically just hit the floor like within 8 inches. Like those things, like that's when you know it's a real sports car, when it's that low. When it feels that low on the inside. M3 is the Venti spec. So our Genshin inspired one. Really, the problem with Venti is he doesn't really have that many graphics. It doesn't really have too much in terms of like style that like the other characters have when it comes to like fabrics. So I just wanted to do like a subtle build for him. So the Stallfall one. Also the other thing is that it's that classic RWB. I don't feel like you should go too hard with an RWB build when it comes to graphics. Like, you can't do like crazy Ricer graphics on one of these. You gotta keep it subtle. 32. Second favorite Skyline. Yeah. Try to do some rally builds too. Man, I freaking love wagons. I want to get a wagon one of these days. It's so sick. Alright, Cresta. Decent looking drift build. Another one I really love is the AMG Black. These things are so hard. Evo 10 Rally is another set of custom parts from Kino. Another one that's dope. So the G is basically just a wagon skyline. Of course, NSX. Another one of those four-door skylines. Love that shit. I think what's his face? There's a pretty big name in like D1 Grand Prix who runs these. Ken Nomura is his name. I think they call him like Monkey or something like that because he looks kind of like a. He kind of looks like Monkey D. Luffy, or kind of just looks like a monkey. But he actually runs Hitachi on his cars. He runs like an Idol Master or Love Live. I forget what it was. One of the two. I never watched either of those. So. Yep, Lisa themed C6, old school Genshin waifu, and a very underrated platform. You can get these for like 25, 30 grand. Oh, there's another one of those this actually wasn't a Kino mod, there was actually a mod on the repository. I mean, it's a McLaren F1, you can't go wrong with that. SOD10, classic. And everyone else kind of just messing around with their graphics experiment I had on this thing. So. Getting our race spec. Alright, so we could keep going through these, but honestly, as of right now, I'm kind of feeling a little. I was planning on going for 2 hours tonight, so I think we hit our nice little 2-hour quota there, folks. So. I'll probably be doing another CarX stream next weekend. I might do a little bit more than that. I still have to get my stream elements set up here. My friend Aka, they're going to help me out with that. So I can at least see chat up here. But yeah, so I got to say to everyone here who came into the chat, thank you so much. I always appreciate it. It's probably the most I've had in my chat so far, which is awesome. So we're definitely going to be doing CarX again. So once again, this is Kenzie Mako, your fastest fanboy in a 5-mile radius. Wanting to welcome everyone to say to everyone, thank you so much for coming. And have yourself a great night, great day, whatever you're at right now.